Let's use AI tools, and it's so nice. And in all my classes I teach, but this world is changing so fast that it'll impact all of our lives very soon. L&T's CEO, chairman, 90-hour work weeks. Namaskar. Welcome to Conversation with Rakesh. In the last 3 weeks, DeepSeek, I think it came like one tsunami and has changed the entire AI world. Before that, it was ChatGPT, Cloud, Gemini, so many of them. So we were having this conversation in one of my classes, and this video is a summary of that. Somebody asked me in that class that, Rakesh, which is your pick? So I'm not a expert, but I am an enthusiast. So I actually did a very interesting experiment, which becomes this video. The question is, according to me, between DeepSeek, ChatGPT, Cloud, Gemini, what is my pick? What do I do? So instead of just, using some random thoughts, I actually took a case study. And the case study is very infamous because it happened in our country about 6-7 weeks ago. L&T's CEO, chairman, Mr. Subramania made a statement on the social media about 90-hour work weeks. Plus he said sentence ki Sunday ko kya apni biwi ka chehra dekhoge, something like that, very derogatory, and it became pretty nasty. And it's still being discussed. I think it has really shattered L&T's brand image. The corporate HR issued a terrible apology. I think there was an opportunity for both the CEO, Mr. Subramaniam, and his HR to really work with their stakeholders, their employees, their customers. Everybody's hurt. It was terrible. And Founding Fuel did a very nice article on that, Indrajit Gupta, and wrote a very nice piece on it. And the title of that piece it's right here in front of me, and I'll read it out for you. It says, how L&T completely muffed up a valuable, teachable moment. We'll put the link in the notes. So what I thought was that I took a simple prompt that if I'm the CEO of, let's say, L&T, and if I have to issue an apology, let's use AI tools. And it's so nice. And in all my classes, I teach my students crisis communication, one lesson, and we write down a speech. And now, thanks to these AI tools, it is so easy to get the first draft, and then you can polish it. So we'll do that. I'm going to ask all these 3 or 4 tools, and then I'll give you my view on what is best. So I did this exercise. So I'm going to read out what is the prompt I did. And the prompt is fairly simple. So the prompt I did is as follows. I'm just locating So the prompt says, help me draft an apology speech based on the following scenario. I'm a CEO of a large MNC and have made some insensitive remarks on the social media that have hurt my employees' emotions and has also impacted the brand of my company. I've kind of taken a liberty and I've added the stock market price has also dropped by a few points. And this happened with Ola, Bhavesh Agarwal. My investors and shareholders are very upset. Use the playbook of corporate communication guidelines followed by the CEO. Use more simple words and make it as emotional as possible. I genuinely want to say sorry. Avoid legal jargon or words that sound like I'm just trying to give a lip service to my audience, about 200 words. So I took this and I put it on ChatGPT, Cloud 3, Gemini, and DeepSeek. And what I'll do is I'll create a document and I'll plug all 4 responses for all of you to read. So most of the output is fairly straightforward. Here's what ChatGPT gives. ChatGPT says, good morning. I want to take a moment to speak directly to all of you, our employees, our investors, our customers. I made a mistake. My words on social media were thoughtless and hurtful. I see now they have infected you, how they caused pain, disappointed. So good language. So paragraph 1, he's acknowledging. Paragraph 2, sorry. Paragraph 3 to employees. Paragraph 4 to shareholders. And last may, I'm truly sorry and thank you. And it also, the model also says, what are you doing to rectify the mistake? So in this, chat GPT says, I'm committed to learning from this and making meaningful changes. I will take time to listen, reflect. So all models I analyzed. This is just one. The framework is very simple. Acknowledge, say sorry, tell what you're doing, close. So like 4 simple things. So Cloud 3 also does the same thing. Chat GPT also has the same thing. Gemini also came through the same thing. The words are more or less very, very flowery. But DeepSeek, I was super impressed. And DeepSeek not only does this, it also gave me a very nice summary of my prompt. So it paraphrased my point. That means it understood what I was trying to ask. So I wrote the same prompt and DeepSeek gives me a response. Okay, the user wants an apology speech as a CEO of a large MNC. The scenario is that they made insensitive remarks on social media. It is like taking my prompt, paraphrasing, which I thought was super cool. That means they are able to understand. So then DeepSeek gives me a step-by-step analysis. So it says, first, I need to recall the corporate communication playbook. So it's giving me a reason model. Usually that involves acknowledging the mistake, taking responsibility, showing empathy, outlining steps to fix the problem, and committing the change. What a brilliant reason. And then it gives me some more sentences. Then it goes to draft. So it has drafted some bullet points, 8 points. Point 1, greeting and immediate apology. Point 2, acknowledge and the specific mistake, which is insensitive marks on the social media. Point 3, impact on employees, brand, investors. Point 4, take full responsibility, no excuses. Point 5, steps being taken, listening, training, policy changes. Point 6, commitment to rebuild trust. Point 7, thank shareholders for holding them accountable. Point 8, closing with a renewed commitment. This is good stuff. I mean, DeepSeek is even helping me give a structure, and as a communication expert, I think it hits all the right boxes, even that I would teach in my class. Now what DeepSeek does is writes down a speech, and I think the speech is very good. I read it. All the 8 points it has done within that 200 word limit. The reason I like DeepSeek more is simple sentences. The sentences are the first paragraph. Good morning, good afternoon. Today I stand before you with a heavy heart. I made a terrible mistake right from the first. The other 2-3 models did not do that. My recent comments on social media were insensitive, hurtful, and completely out of line. To every employee, investor, and person who trusted me, I'm deeply, deeply sorry. I let you down. I think if I would have written this apology, it would be very similar to this. So my vote goes to DeepSeek. I could be biased. Maybe ChatGPT somebody else may like, but I loved it. Then, this next paragraph, this is on me, no excuses. I was careless. I hurt people. If I was a CEO of L&T, I would choose that language. Ye meri galti hai. No excuses. I was careless. I hurt. And in fact, in that founding fuel wala jo article written by Indrajit Gupta, if you read Indira Nooyi and Satya Nadella's apology and many more apologies of great leaders, Barack Obama and many more, they say these things. That's why they are great leaders. And I think our country had a great opportunity of an Indian leader standing up and saying sorry. Neither Bhavish Agarwal did this or Mr. Subramanian did this, and many other CEOs who are making mistake in India are doing it, including Baiju. And the whole company is dead. Not a single apology. It's just arrogance all over. So we need to learn. And coming back to the question, DeepSeek really does a good job in structuring. In the end, to those hurt, I'm sorry. To those who stayed, thank you. I'll work every day to prove I've learned for this. I would not say it, but theek hai, it's a model. And thank you for holding me accountable, your name, and so on and so forth. So all in all, I think I choose DeepSeek because of 2 simple reasons. That one, it actually paraphrased my prompt, which I liked. Second, it gave me a structure and I loved it. The output more or less can be similar, but I felt DeepSeek was a lot more closer to what I wanted. and not just English language. So hands down, according to me, I'm going to be a DeepSeek convert. But then, ChatGPT is also good and other things are also good. So I'm going to use all four. But for this particular question, which I was asked, that which is my favorite of the four, today from this exercise of the L&D apology, I pick DeepSeek as my platform of choice to help me write the apology speech. I'm not going to take it blindly. I'm going to use it, work on it, draft it, and then probably convey it to the whole world. So on that note, exciting times. I think the advantage of competition is users like us benefit. तो हर तरफ से फायदा हमारा ही है, which is nice. But this world is changing so fast that it will impact all of our lives very soon. But most importantly, use these models as a great way to help you communicate better. And on that note, stay safe.